Welcome to this quick webinar on how to survive Black Friday. I think something very unique about today's conversation is that we won't just be talking about how we do things on the receiving end, but we want to give you guys a bit of perspective as well on how to act, what happens for the e-commerce stores, right? So it's a bit of chaos for the universities, the student accommodation, the residential buildings and offices which are receiving all the parcels, and it's just as much chaos for the people who are sending them to you. So just know that you're not the only ones suffering. So Christina is here from To Ship, and she's going to share some unique insights and data from their perspective. They actually help some of the biggest e-commerce stores, government organizations, SMBs, universities, help them with shipping out parcels, facilitating returns, and all of that. So if you have any questions for them, please do let me know at the end of the chat. We'll also share their contact details. And we have also Michael in the chat. So if you have any questions for Ship2, please let them know. But awesome, I think we can kick things off. We've all already seen this, guys. The Black Friday discounts are there. I'm about to jump on the Amazon one, to be honest, and buy some hard drives. And you know what they say, right? Winter is coming. So it is coming indeed. And we actually look back at our historic data in Parcel Tracker. And what we saw is that actually not only do shipments increase during Black Friday, as you can see, we have about 150% increase in shipments in November compared to other months. That's more than a doubling, but they also increase year on year. So Black Friday gets worse from every year to the next. So about tripling or quadrupling of how bad Black Friday is every year. And with that in mind, I do want to give the floor to Christina to share some of her insights.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here today talking about outbound shipping. That is usually the part nobody pays attention to, but it's where stores' promise to customer becomes real. On a normal day, of course, the orders move out smoothly. But during peak season, everything changes. When volume triple overnight, stores don't just move faster, they have to switch into survival mode. For example, label printers run non-stop because there's no time to handwrite anything. Warehouses reorganize themselves so every person had one task. Picking, packing, labeling, choosing carrier, checking carriers, or running batch printing. Even carriers becomes in this period a challenge. Store needs to negotiate capacity weeks in advance, split shipments across multiple couriers, and of course have a backup transport ready because a single mixed pickup can break an entire day. But then come also the hidden details. Teams, for example, depend on scales and dimensions because manually measuring hundreds of parcels leads to mistakes and very high surcharges for dimensions corrections. So also high traffic area must be clear constantly. For example, packaging materials disappear faster than expected, and stores have to stock far more than usual. Many even hire temporary staff just to keep pace because peak doesn't forgive slowdowns. And from the outside, none of this is visible. As customers that we all are, we only see the final moment. For example, a parcel at the door. We don't see that the box that sat on a pallet for hours because the carrier had no space left. Or we don't see that it was relabeled because the service became unavailable midday. And we also don't see that it was rerouted through a different hub at 2 a.m. because the original lane overflowed. We want to see a clean package, not a house that shaped its journey. That's why peak season exposes every weak point at once. Before your order is shipped, that we all receive as a message, there is a world of quick decisions, manual workarounds, shifting carrier constraints, reprinted labels, and teams doing everything possible to keep the promise alive. I just want to give you an example. Last season, some of our clients saw volume spikes over 80%. And during Black Friday week, a few were processing more than 40,000 parcels every single day. That's a huge amount. You can see on the graphic how this works. the volume at the beginning of November, how it increases, and which is the spike on the Black Friday week. I hope this helps you understand better behind the scenes of the peak season.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I think we can look at this graph, as Christina said, and you can see that really things are picking up towards the Black Friday season, and it continues. Times are really expanding. I actually have a poll for everybody. I'm quite curious. Have you guys seen a surge in parcels yourself during Black Friday? So you will see in the poll section. Please just give us a little nudge there. So while we're doing that poll, one thing I really do want to highlight is the fact that actually, as Christina mentioned, typically Black Friday was one day, right, in hindsight. But what's happened is every e-commerce store, every online retailer wants to differentiate themselves. So what they're doing is they're bringing back and back and back the date of when they're starting to give discounts. And what that means now is people are shopping much sooner. They're shopping much more because they have much more time to do the shopping on. And that means it's just going to be chaos. There's the flip side, which means that the peak moment of delivery is slightly diminished, but then the bad side of it means that you're always getting parcels for 2 weeks straight. So let's see what people wrote about Black Friday. Awesome. So the poll is, if you can see, some people said it was manageable, some people said it was chaos, and some people said it would be their first time. So hopefully we can help those who were in chaos. And for those who said it's for their first time, for those who said it's manageable, it's probably because you're using Parcel Tracker, guys. So the first step for Black Friday and preparing for it as a team who are receiving packages, it's really around making sure that you communicate correctly ahead of time with all of the residents and the tenants of the building. So there's two key things to communicate here. One is that when parcels arrive, we want to make sure they're correctly labeled. So you need to send an email to people telling them in the first part, hey guys, please label your parcels correctly. Put your first name, your last name, your room number, or your department. The second one is telling people that, guys, we're going to have a crazy time of year now, and please expect delays, including some sort of meme of like winter is coming, adding some humor to it really, really goes a long way here, in all honesty. The next one is that we want to prepare the space and the storage space ahead of time. So one of the biggest challenges is not just the fact that you have to log in a lot of parcels during Black Friday, but one of the biggest challenges here is that actually you don't have enough space to receive all of the parcels during Black Friday. So the first thing you want to do is double down on clearing out the current storage space. So notify people their parcels have arrived, let them know ahead of time their parcels are there to come collect. And then also if you have to, just like, when you see someone passing the reception, just flag them down, hey man, you've got a parcel, come pick it up, right? So we want to clear out as much as possible the current space we have. And the second one is we want to prepare the space to accept high volumes of parcels. So the next thing I'm about to show you, this has been implemented with some of our clients and customers who have very small storage spaces, but very high volumes of parcels. And they need to have a very compact and dense layout in their mailroom or their reception area. So the first thing they do is they get something like a label printer, like a Brother or Zebra printer, and they pre-print these stickers. There's an incrementing number with a postfix, and then there's a barcode which encodes that information. So you can contact me later on if you want some more information around that. I actually have an entire YouTube video explaining how to make these. We will share later on. But the main thing to remember here is that the number you see here will basically determine where on the shelf the parcel goes. And then the postfix will determine on which shelf it goes or which part of the shelf it goes. So we usually have denominations like H, L, M, S. H is for huge, L is for large, M is for medium, so on and so forth. And then another trick is people often order very small things. So it's good to have a little bin where you can put all of the parcels, like a little box, all of the tiny parcels in the letter mail. And those we usually denote with a T. So what will happen is you will pre-print a roll of these labels, you'll stick them on all the parcels, and then whatever way you log in the identifier of the parcel, you will be logging this information. So if someone comes and collects, says, hey, I've got a parcel for myself, you'll ask them, what is the identifier? They'll tell you, oh, it's parcel 5H. So you will need to go look on the floor, see where you've put the huge parcels and find parcel age. If it's a medium one, you will look under the medium shelf area, and based on the number, you will know where it is in the shelf. And this really helps with packing density. So this is something that we've seen really, really work. The question is, do you have enough time right now to implement it ahead of Black Friday, or is this something you want to implement after Black Friday, just to make sure you have it ready for the Christmas rush, or you have it ready for next year's Black Friday, because it's only going to get worse. I'm contributing to the terribleness of Black Friday myself by ordering so much. The next thing is you want to understand your current staffing capacities, right? So if your staff is spending 4 hours a day managing parcels, you're probably not using Parcel Tracker. But besides that, if your staff is spending 4 hours a day managing Parcel Tracker, do you have enough capacity to then be managing, let's say, 10 hours of parcels a day? If not, then you need some temp staff. Another thing to understand is oftentimes with reception areas, the staff managing the parcels is also doing a million other things. So one thing to understand is during that next week, that other work, which is not parcels, might actually fall behind. So if you're managing those teams, have a bit of compassion for them, understand that they're transitioning basically from a shared parcel management resource to a full parcel management resource. And then just mentally prepare yourself and the staff for basically a 2xing of the volume that you'll be receiving. And during Black Friday, we're in a bit of a catch-22 in all honesty, because the issue is we need to be really, really quick, and we need to be very, very accurate, because if we're not quick, parcels are going to be piling up. And if we're not accurate, then we're going to be losing parcels, because you will inevitably misplace 1 or 2 parcels, but having a proper logbook is going to help you actually be able to track down where you put that package and if you've even received it in the first place. So before we jump into the tools to use, I'm going to put another poll. I want to quickly see what are your biggest concerns during Black Friday. So go for it, guys. Let's see what your struggles are around Black Friday. Running out of storage space, we have one there. Angry recipients. So storage space, lost parcels. Okay, perfect. We're going to end the poll and you can see the results. So the biggest concern so far we have is running out of the storage space. So that's why we need to double down on clearing it out right now. And then I've got some very interesting tactics in 2 seconds, which will show you actually how to speed up the parcel collections. For lost parcels, we need to keep a really good logbook of everything we're receiving. And then for angry recipients and complaints, I think that preemptive communication will go a long way, to be honest. And also preemptive communication with some humor, it's magical. So in case of the tools you have at your disposition, I don't think anyone here is using paper logbooks, but paper logbooks are like level 1. Level 2 is going to spreadsheets, because with spreadsheets, we have some autofill capability, but we're still going to be wasting a lot of time on actually typing in tracking numbers, unique identifiers. And then level 3 is using a parcel management software, which can automate all of that with optical character recognition. So, I'm biased towards Parcel Tracker, but it is the best tool out there. And it will speed up a lot your workflow, and it will actually help you speed up the parcel logging and the parcel delivery collections. And during Black Friday, some very, very interesting tips is that SMS notifications, if you have those available, you can enable them. And SMS notifications will actually speed up the parcel collection, and it will really, really help you from running out of that storage space. And then finally is also all of you who use Parcel Tracker right now or other systems, you will have the option for reminders. And my tip there would be to actually change the reminder delay from, let's say, 3 days, 5 days, what you have is set right now for Black Friday, set it to 1 day. So every day a person is reminded that their parcels have arrived. And all of that will speed up the parcel collection time. And then the other one is just brute force, have more staff ready to help you guys out. So what I wanted to do is also share quickly how some of our clients are doing parcel management. So we have 180 Strand. It's a Soho House. They have Soho House there in London, huge building, 1 million square feet. And they use Parcel Tracker in the receiving bay and like a hybrid mailroom configuration. They'll use the system, log in the parcels. It speeds up all of the data collection, and it also improves the accuracy. And then they get also full traceability on where the parcel has logged, when, who logged it. And then people will come down with QR codes and collect the parcel. So this is the very typical flow of parcel management. In terms of with Vita Group, what we do with them is we have a very unique setup. It is a hybrid self-service setup. So we do the usual courier delivers the parcel, the team logs the parcels in, and then they will actually place the parcels into a room which is accessible to the tenants of the building. The tenants will get an email, they'll get a QR code, they'll come to the room, they'll scan on an iPad their QR code, it'll tell them all their parcels that they have outstanding, they'll enter the room, and then they will collect what they want to collect. And it's a full self-service configuration with CCTV, and people don't steal each other's parcels, which is amazing. The community spirit is still up. And what this does, it alleviates a lot of the pressure from actually having to hand out the parcels in those long lines that you'll be experiencing. So things get logged in a proper manner, because couriers never do it when they leave it in the parcel rooms themselves. And then we have great self-collection. Oxford, the way they work with us in, for example, Christchurch, is they have about 1,000 recipients, and they have a porter's lodge, and they use Parcel Tracker in the very typical flow. Parcel will arrive, they will scan it in, log it in. Again, we're tracking all of the information of the parcel arrival, who logged it in, when they logged it in, and we're creating that full traceability. And then students and staff will come collect the parcels from the reception area using a QR code. And in their case, as they don't have a mailroom, they don't have huge storage space, those very quick notifications and reminders are critical, because they will overflow with parcels very, very quickly. So with that in mind, I want to open this up if you have any questions for us, if you want some more tips and tricks. While people are thinking of any questions they might have, Christina, do you want to share some insights into maybe how universities, for example, can use your system?
I saw from the poll that people have problem with lost parcels. It's a big problem also for the outbound shipping. Trying to track everything can become very hard if they use also multiple courier system. That's something we encourage our clients. And also with the university, I guess not even in Black Friday, but also in all that kind of peak season, they should be very sure all their outbound shipping are going to be received. And maybe for students that want to receive and send parcel in this period, of course, to ship can help them track, ship at the best rate. That's something very important they should have in mind, and also manage them from one screen. It doesn't depend which carrier and transport solution they need to use.
Another interesting thing is that if you are providing outbound shipping services right now, with 2Ship, you can change what is a cost center into a profit center as well. So you have the ability to manage fees and all of that, and because you're getting the really great discounts on the outbound shipping, you can charge a premium on top of that and still give the best rate to the staff and the students in the universities, for example, and still make a profit from that. And just before we close things off, I have a final question, which is, how many parcels are you guys typically receiving? So here's a final poll. I'd love to see your answers, and then we can tie it off there. Also, we're seeing the answers coming in. So some people are receiving 500 parcels a day. A lot of people are receiving 200 to 500 parcels a day. So our hearts with you guys. Godspeed for Black Friday. So here are the results. So as you can see, quite a few people receive a huge volume of parcels.
Yeah, you must use a great software to manage all this.
And for the sending as well. And then me asked as well, how long should we keep a parcel before returning it or escalating it? Escalating it, you should try to do it ASAP. Returning is whatever you have communicated with the end recipient. Again, during Black Friday, it's a bit of a difficult one because things might get lost, but usually we'd say within 2 weeks, you can think about returning the parcel if you've communicated with the end recipient enough. Awesome, guys. We're perfectly on time. So thank you for joining us, and that'll be it. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you. Have a great day.